Today I decided to challenge myself. I used every single assault rifle that I currently own in Call of Duty Mobile in ranked lobbies at the Master 3 rank. It was absolutely insane. Some of these weapons I haven't even used that much before, and the whole point of this was to get better at the game. I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, make sure to leave a like, subscribe down below, and let's get into this. Alright, so to start things off, I went into standoff with the Type 25. I was riding high, I thought things were gonna go fantastic. I thought I was gonna do really well, but I was scared, because I was at the Master 3 rank, and this is not something that I am used to, okay? Since I was on a different alternate account, I was going up against players that are a much higher skill level than I technically am, right? I was a bit rusty. I hadn't played with my thumbs in a couple of weeks, right? But I just went right into it, and I actually did pretty well. I got some decent kills, which you guys could see right there, though I'm not gonna say I wasn't a noob, okay? I made a lot of glaring mistakes, which you can see right here. I ended up dying from very stupid reasons. I made so many big mistakes, and I was trying to correct them, so later on in this video, I would do much better. We ended up getting the win, though, and I ended up being the MVP miraculously. No idea how that happened, but that did happen. I got 14 kills, 7 deaths, and I think it was pretty good. Next up, we're using the M16, and I went into Shoot House. Now, this is a map that I have very little experience with because I never went into Shoot House whenever I possibly could, right? This gun was only level 11. So I didn't have many attachments on it to begin with, and I just am not that comfortable with a whole burst fire type of weapon. I just don't like that, right? I mean, some people might love it. I'm just not the type of person that likes it. And you can see in the background how I died many times when I used this thing, and I wasn't very comfortable with the burst fire. I did get some decent kills. I'm not going to say that I literally did not get a single one, and if there's any merit to this, I did manage to get the final kill. Right? It's not the best looking final kill in the entire world, but I did get the final kill. So you know what? Hey, that was pretty cool, right? And I wasn't even in the top 3. Oh, God. Yeah, I was pretty bad. I got 9 kills, 10 deaths. I died way too many times, and I vowed to do better in the next one. The next one I did do better. I used the AK-117. We went into Crash. The recoil control was actually pretty difficult. It was a gun that I used a lot more than the M16, but I don't think I put the right attachments on it again, right? I'm clearly not the best when it comes to the gunsmith, in case you guys couldn't tell. But, hey, whatever, that's besides the points. I did a lot better, though. I got a lot more kills, right? I even got kill streaks. Like, I didn't die after every single time I got a kill, and I think that was a massive improvement to the last match that I went in. And that might have been because I wanted to Crash. That's probably the map that I go into more than basically any other one aside from Nuketown, Russia, and maybe Standoff. But, hey, I think I did pretty well. My team worked together very well, and we overall got some very good gameplay. I managed to get the final kill again, which was pretty cool, and this one looked a bit better than the other one in my personal opinion, and I was the MVP. Look at that, dude. I got 14 kills, 5 deaths. That was an awesome match. However, we got to continue on. The next one that I went into right after the AK-117 was the AK-47. We went back into Shoot House. The game was just trying to screw me over at that point with my least favorite map in the game, right? It was neck and neck. Like, we were actually doing pretty well. I was holding my own with my AK-47 Steel Blue. I love that skin. It's one of my favorite looking ones in the entire game, and I think the skin was making me hold up my spirits even higher than they probably should have, right? Unfortunately, at a certain point, this guy, Johan, was starting to get a lot better than everybody else on the enemy team. And eventually, the enemy team did a lot better than us. They ended up doing way better at the final bit of the match, and my team ended up losing, which was our first loss of the video. But, hey, it's alright. We still did pretty good. I got myself 10 kills and 9 deaths. Certainly more deaths than I really wanted to, but I did get a decent amount of kills, and in my personal opinion, that's really all that matters. As long as you get the kills, that's the best thing. Next up, though, we went into firing range, and I took out my ASM-10. I tried doing a trick shot. Look at this. It didn't work. I made myself look like an idiot, and I proceeded to do so for, like, the entire remainder part of the match, okay? There were a couple of times where I did do somewhat better than others, okay? I got some respectable kills. Maybe some of you guys would disagree at that and just say I was a complete and utter noob, but I don't blame you, right? Like, look at this. I literally put a shield turret down in the worst possible spot, and then people came in to try to infiltrate my little base, And I tried using the shield turret as some type of shield, and it just didn't work. I died. Yeah, I just made myself look like an idiot, right? You know, my team did all right, but unfortunately, we just couldn't stand up against the enemies. We ended up losing, but I didn't do terrible, right? I ended up getting 9 kills, 8 deaths. It was all right, but I certainly had room for improvement. And then that's when we went into the next match. We went into Crash. I was using the M4, and this is my gun, all right? Considering I am a noob, the M4 is my go-to weapon, okay? I love this thing. It has basically no recoil, and I did so well, I basically did better than every other weapon in this entire gameplay so far, all right? I was actually much better than basically anybody in that entire server, and I don't know if it was just because everybody else was, like, not good, you know? And they weren't really technically Master 3 ranked, but, hey, I felt like I actually was the only pro of that server, despite me having stupid moments and then having a lot of really, really cool moments. Unfortunately, my team was not as good as me, and we were literally so close, but we did not win. I was literally the final death, guys. Oh, God. That is the most embarrassing thing in the entire world. But hey, let's look past that. Let's look past that because I got 16 kills, 7 deaths. I think that was pretty good, right? I did better than anybody else. Unfortunately, we did not win. However, the next one might have been a little bit better. We went into standoff with the BK-57. This gun, I had some very, very good experiences with, okay? I haven't used this gun much before in the past, but I actually did insanely well. I even got the Shock RC kill streak, right? That's not something that I normally get, especially in ranked. And I got some decent kill streaks. Like, I actually was getting proper kill streaks with this thing, and I was happy. I was having a great time in stark contrast to weapons like the ASM-10 and the M16, for example. You know, it was really upsetting that we didn't end up getting the win. Look at that. We literally were so close, and we didn't end up getting the win because I actually got 17 kills and 5 deaths. 17 to 5 was my best KD ratio that I had gotten so far. And it was the best gun that I had used so far. I was the MVP. I was doing really well. I got great kills. But alas, we did not win. So, LK24. We went into summits. Looking back, it's actually a pretty surprisingly good gun. You know, I had some iffy experiences when I first started using this in Summit because I wasn't getting that many kills. And, you know, the big reason was I just wasn't encountering as many people to begin with, you know? Summit is a bit of a bigger map compared to some of the other maps, and I wasn't really as aggressive with the LK24 as I was with something like the BK-57 or the M4, right? I didn't encounter that many people, but I did get some decent gameplay. I got some good kills, and the most important thing of that TDM was the fact that I had a good team. Much better team than I had with the BK-57 and the M4. My team actually carried me to victory, and if it wasn't for my team and the people that you see right here, I probably would have completely lost, and I would have just been in shame. 3 losses in a row. It would have been pretty bad, right? I ended up with 9 kills, 3 deaths, so, hey, you know what? I was happy. Next up, ICR-1. Oh my god, I wasn't using the Dark Matter skin, but that one is literally my absolute favorite gun pretty much. Maybe aside from the KN-44 color spectrum. I love it so much, right? We were in Nuketown, Russia, and as you can see, this thing was living up to everything that I remembered in the past. You know, it's a good map for me. I get good gameplay in Nuketown, Russia. I get some of my best gameplay in COD Mobile in this particular map, right? I even got the final kill. I mean, come on, look at that. That's pretty good. You have to leave a like on the video for that one, right? Or maybe not. You might not end up wanting to do that. But guess what? I got some great gameplay, a fair share of deaths, which is all right. You always die a lot of times when you play COD Mobile anyways, right? I wasn't trying to get nukes or anything like that. And I got more kills than anybody else in that entire match. I was very happy. I got 15 kills, 7 deaths. That was pretty good, and I think you guys would probably say the same as well. Next up, though, we had a very different experience. I was using the Man of War in Standoff. This is a gun that I had a lot less experience with, and if I actually show you guys on my iPad, I don't even have this thing upgraded much at all, right? This thing is a very, very low level, and that's because I don't use it, right? The only reason this one was at a high level is because the previous account owner has used it a lot more, right? I didn't do that great with it because I didn't have that much experience. I feel like I would do a lot better if I use this gun a lot more often like I use the M4 or the AK-47 or something like that, right? It was challenging. It had some pretty high recoil, and I made some noob mistakes like you can see here, where I died in the same place over and over and over again like an idiot. What am I doing? What is wrong with me? I am so stupid. But hey, we're gonna look past that. This is a learning experience video, right? And I did manage to get third on my team, 11-8 KD, so you know what? It's alright. I probably should have died a little less, though. Next gun is my gun. This was the KN-44 in Shoot House. This is a map that I don't do well in. And guess what? I actually did well when I used the KN-44 here, right? I did very well with many, many awesome kills, decent kill streaks, despite the enemy team being pretty good. However, I did die my fair share of times. I think it was because this is a gun that I've used more than pretty much anything else, so I was like overconfident a bit, and I went around corners too fast. I ended up dying from stupid reasons, and this is something that I vowed to change later on in the video. Whether or not I actually did that, we're gonna see, but in the end, when I actually used this KN-44 in Shoot House, I managed to get the MVP, I got 16 kills, and I got 8 deaths, and overall, I think it was a pretty good gun in a pretty good map. It worked out well. Next one, though, is not as good of an experience. The HBR-A3. I did not have much experience with this gun ever. I don't really ever choose a gun like this. I end up choosing the KN-44 much before the HBR-A3, right? In this standoff match, it was very confusing. You know, people were appearing out of nowhere like a freaking ninja. Like, look at that person just popping up over the wall. I didn't even know you could do that, right? But, hey, I managed to get that kill, which you could see right there. So I did get some decent kills, right? I had some good reaction time. I think I had better reaction time in this map compared to some of the other ones, but I definitely could improve on that. In the end, I ended up getting 10 kills and 5 deaths and 3rd place in my team. There were some other people that were very, very good on my team, and I have to give massive props to them because without them, this game would have been a complete and utter flop, okay? They were pretty much the only ones that held their own. I was the noob that was being carried to victory, and massive shout out to my teammates. Next one, though, yeah, I was not being carried because this one was very rough. As you can see, it's the HVK-30, and we were back in standoff. And, you know, one of those matches where you just don't do well? This is sort of one of those matches. I mean, look at this. I'm standing on a roof, minding my own business. Bam! I'm dead. I'm dead. Like, what was even that? I had no idea. No time to react. So, I mean, you know, there were a lot of moments like that when I was using this type of gun. And because of that, I ended up not getting too many kills to begin with. I died a lot of times. And I was really showing my noobiness here in this match, right? Maybe some of these other past matches that you've seen, I sort of masked it and sort of looked like I was okay. But this one, my noobiness really was brought out. And in the end, I performed the worst with this gun with 7 kills and 9 deaths. So, yeah, I guess I gotta practice more. Next up is the DRH. This one's interesting. This is the gun that everybody talks about. I went into Dome, and honestly, I think this one was hard because there were a lot of really good players that I went against. You know, this is a gun that's like almost the meta right now in COD Mobile. It is the meta, right? I literally used it before a couple of videos ago, and I did so much better, but you know, there were some cool moments where I did juke some people out. You know, I would shoot them in one spot, then they would think I'm over there, and then I would take them out. You know, some cool moments here and there, but overall, I was actually a little bit disappointed with my gameplay with this thing. You would figure with the DRH, you're going to get the best gameplay out of anything here, and it's probably a combination of my gunsmith build not being the best and the fact that the enemy team was actually pretty good, right? But, hey, I seriously thought I got the final kill here. Look at this. It looks like I got the final kill, but it turns out it was another guy. What the heck is that? I mean, he must have been standing inside of me or something. That was very confusing. It doesn't matter, though. Look, I got 8 kills, 7 deaths. It was just average. I definitely had room to improve. Next up, I used the Peacekeeper MK2. We went back into Summit, and I just died over and over and over. It's one of those guns that I could just not do well with for the life of me, man. And this one was a painful experience, okay? Probably because of the gun build, because I seriously think this is a very good gun. And I've seen a lot of people talk about the Peacekeeper MK2 as a pretty good gun in general in this game, right? But, look, I think I'm the whole reason why my team lost. Look at that. We lost, and it was a pretty close game, and the big reason was because I think I got more kills, or more deaths, I should say, than most other people. I got 11 deaths. I didn't get a lot of kills, only 8 kills, and I just sort of dragged down the rest of my team. So I sort of feel bad. I'm sorry to anybody that was in my team that's watching this video, but I will do better. I will do better. And in the next match after this, I did do a bit better. We went into Crash, and this one was very, very polarizing, okay? In some scenarios, I liked it, and in others, I didn't. You know, I like the Famas normally in a lot of the different video games that I play. Red Crucible 2 comes to mind. I loved the gun back then, right? But it was at such a low level that I didn't really have too many good attachments on it, you know? I can't discredit the amount of decent kills that I did get at certain points. It was respectable, to say the least. As you can see, I think I did somewhat okay, considering it's a gun that I don't have that much experience with in COD Mobile to begin with. I literally got the final kill. Again, I mean, seriously, look at me. I look so freaking cool. Look at that reaction time. But overall, I think I could have done better. I got second place on my team with 11 kills, 8 deaths. And, you know, it wasn't that bad considering we did win. Second to last gun that I used was the AS Val. This is the gun that everybody talks about, probably more than the DRH. We went back into Crash, as you can see, and look at my incredible accuracy. Yes. Yes, I know. I'm so good at this game. Yeah, basically, eventually, I got more comfortable with it, and it did show, okay, overall, as the minutes progressed. We were really far behind at a certain point, as you can see, and actually, as the match progressed, we got closer and closer and closer. We, like, organized more. My team was, like, becoming more coherent, right? We were literally so close and almost past the enemy team at the last seconds. But unfortunately, we literally lost at 49-50. Oh my god, it was so close. It was so close. It was very, very upsetting, right? Look, despite all of this, I got 11 kills, 9 deaths. I did decent with the kills. I definitely needed to improve and not die so many times. That's not the AS Val's fault. That's just my fault for being a noob and putting myself into vulnerable situations. However, finally, the last gun that we used was the CR56 AMAX, the newest gun in COD Mobile, I think. I just unlocked it today, the day that I'm recording this video. I was back in Nuketown, Russia, and in the beginning, as you can see, I was doing insanely well, considering this is a gun that I had never used before, and it was at level 1, so I had no attachments on it at all. This was a stock gun that I was using. You know, honestly, it was a bit upsetting, considering I was doing better than some of these other guns that I did have some good attachments, but, you know, I soon realized over time that the other players on the enemy team were catching up, and I died a lot more in the latter part of the match. Eventually, we did win, as you can see right here, and I did get a decent 7 kills and 6 deaths. It wasn't the best, and it wasn't the worst, but it certainly was room for improvement. And as crazy as this seems, we're actually finished with today's video. I used every single assault rifle that I currently own right now in COD Mobile. Some of these weapons I have never used before. They're literally at level 1. And some of them I have a lot of experience with. This was crazy because I went at the Master 3 rank against a lot of people that are much better than me, but I think I did pretty good. Let me know what you guys thought. And let me know what you thought about this style of commentary. This video was originally 2 hours long, and I didn't want to talk straight for 2 hours. So what I decided to do is actually do things a bit different and record for the 2 hours and then voice over exactly what I did with each of the different weapons. And I think it turned out pretty good. Let me know what you guys thought, and let me know with a comment down below if you'd like to see this for every single SMG, every single sniper, shotgun, stuff like that. I'd love to do more videos like this. Thank you so much though, guys. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.